On October 2, 2015, John Brennan, the director of the CIA, received a call from an unknown number at the CIA headquarters in Virginia. The caller seemed to be a child who claimed to have hacked all the CIA systems. This call would have been considered a prank if it had been made to an ordinary person. However, John Brennan was the director of the world's most powerful intelligence agency, the CIA, and knowing his personal mobile number was a significant feat. This is the story of two children who hacked all the CIA systems and made a superpower like America dance to their tune. Who were these children, and why and how did they accomplish this feat? When the caller was asked about his demand, he said that America should stop attacks in the Middle East, especially in Palestine, and let the world live in peace. Even before this phone call, the CIA had already discovered that their system had been hacked. The video will later reveal what damage this hacking was causing to the CIA and America. As soon as the call ended, the entire American government and the CIA sprang into action. Since a child had hacked such a significant intelligence agency, it was a matter of great embarrassment for the CIA. It is worth mentioning that CIA agents consider it a defeat if their identity is disclosed. There is even a Starbucks branch inside the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, where the cups given to officers do not have any logos or agent names on them. This is to ensure that the cups cannot be traced back to the agents. Now, you can imagine how significant it would be for the CIA, which takes such precautions in small matters, to have their system hacked. The investigation revealed that the call was made by a 15-year-old child from Leicester, England, far from America. This child called himself Cracker and had created a hacking community named With Attitude. To understand how and why he hacked the CIA, we need to go back to 2008, where the story begins. In 2008, in the state of Virginia, USA, there was another boy known as Default, who was very fond of video games. He started making changes to the programming of games to win them. He would modify online games like Counter-Strike to suit his needs and easily win by changing the rules, essentially creating cheats. He learned all this from the internet. Default was inspired by a hacking group called Anonymous, which had become quite famous in 2008. The Anonymous group often made headlines by hacking large websites and posting their messages on them. Seeing all this, Default was greatly impressed by Anonymous and began to step into the world of hacking. Default gradually started hacking small websites, but he wanted to do something big, for which he needed a hacking group. Therefore, Default joined a hacking group named Anonymous EC. This group had previously hacked many websites, mostly for political purposes. Anonymous EC used botnets, meaning they created and spread viruses on the internet. Any computer infected with a virus would come under Anonymous EC's control. All the computers with a virus were called bots, and the entire network of these computers was called a botnet. Being a member of Anonymous EC, Default also had access to this botnet and saw that one of the computers in the botnet belonged to a medical college in Canada. Default worked a bit on that computer and gained access to the financial records of the medical college. He saw that the school had yet to collect more than $9 million from students, and all these records were now in Default's possession, which he deleted from the college's computer. Default's first hacking was successful, causing chaos in the medical college's system. This first hacking was done out of mischief, but the next hacking was done out of anger. In 2014, the Danish government passed a shameful law allowing cruelty to animals. This news greatly upset animal rights activists worldwide. Default himself had a dog he loved very much. So, in anger, Default, along with his group, hacked Denmark's official website and wrote in large letters, "Do you know that your government allows cruelty to animals?" Not only that, but Default also used the botnet to attack and shut down all the websites created in favor of this law. Due to the hacking of Denmark's official website, this news spread, and the whole world began to condemn Denmark's action. People started criticizing Denmark. Eventually, the Danish government could not withstand the pressure and had to reverse the decision the following year. Default had succeeded in his goal for the first time, but people began to credit the Anonymous group because that was the hacking group making headlines at the time. Default did not like that someone else was taking credit for his significant achievement. However, he did not lose heart and continued his work. Like other hackers, Default did not disclose his identity. He knew that if he were ever traced due to hacking, the consequences could be dire. Normally, he did not use his home Wi-Fi but had bought a satellite connection, which he installed far from his home and used the internet through a private network from there. His computer was also very secure. Well, so far you have only learned about two characters in this story, one from England and the other, Default, who live in the USA. Before 2013, they did not know each other, but an incident brought them together. Edward Joseph Snowden was a computer intelligence consultant at the National Security Agency. While working on an American government project, he discovered that the CIA kept the data and private information of every internet user and used it for their purposes without the user's knowledge. Edward wanted to expose this secret of the CIA, but he was also afraid that it couldn't be done while living in America. He feared he would either be killed or sent to jail for leaking secret information. Therefore, Edward took a leave and went to Hong Kong, where he revealed this American secret to the world in front of journalists. As soon as this news leaked, it caused an uproar worldwide. People were angry that their data was being used without their permission and that their every move was being monitored. In reaction to this, Default and Cracker contacted each other. They decided to teach the American government and the CIA a lesson. They wanted the CIA to understand how it feels when people's personal information is leaked. Cracker and Default had the same goal. Default wanted to take revenge on the USA for invading his people's privacy, while Cracker wanted to avenge the attacks on Gaza. In other words, their common enemy was the American government. First, they made the phone number of the American National Intelligence Agency's director, James Clapper, public, and anyone could find his phone number just by Googling it. Now they wanted to hack another high-profile person and took on the mission to hack the CIA director, John Brennan. Cracker started searching for information about Brennan on the internet and found a public phone number that belonged to Verizon, an American mobile operator. He called Verizon's internal tech team, pretending to be an employee of the same company, and said he was contacting them to solve a customer's problem because there was a technical issue in his system. Verizon's team asked for a PIN code to confirm his identity, which he had already hacked. After verification, Verizon shared John Brennan's personal details with Cracker. Now Cracker had Brennan's account number, backup, mobile number, address, and the last 4 digits of his bank card. The next step was to hack Brennan's email. Cracker found out that Brennan used an email service from a company called AOL instead of Yahoo or Gmail. He called AOL's support team and said he had forgotten his password and needed to reset it. The AOL support member asked for the last 4 digits of his bank card for verification, which Cracker already had. This way, Cracker quickly gained access to Brennan's email address. Now Cracker had the personal email account of the CIA director. He opened John Brennan's private email, which contained all the important and top-secret documents, data of other CIA officers, their social security numbers, and instructions from the government. By then, Brennan had also learned that his email account had been hacked, and he immediately got his account closed. But it was too late because Cracker had already downloaded all the data. Cracker started making all the official documents public one by one, causing chaos throughout America. The CIA was being disgraced worldwide. Now it had become imperative for them to catch the hackers as soon as possible. They wanted to catch them at any cost, but they couldn't find any clues. A few days after calling John Brennan, Cracker shared the personal information of 9,000 Department of Justice employees and 20,000 FBI agents on social media. After doing all this, Cracker was living his life comfortably. He thought it might be impossible to catch him, but on the other hand, Default, who was a resident of the USA, started to worry. He feared that if he got caught, he would be in big trouble. They might never have been caught if Default hadn't made a mistake. In a drunken state, he told his friend that he was behind the CIA hack. This mistake led to the downfall of both Default and Cracker. A few days later, the FBI raided Default's room and dragged him away. During interrogation, Cracker's name also came up, and he was arrested with the help of British police. Cracker's real name is Ken Camville, while Default's name is Justin Gray Liverman. Due to his young age, Cracker was sentenced to 2 years in prison, while Default, who was not directly involved in the CIA hacking, was sentenced to 5 years. Both are now free from jail and are advancing their careers in cybersecurity. What do you think? Did they do the right thing or the wrong thing? Please let me know in the comments. I hope you all will like and share this video as well. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.